welcome to the second MGLMix video of today with me, Respawn Roscoe from MyGamesLounge.com. This time talking about Batman Arkham Knight and a few other bits as well. Now, we've also had a Bloodborne MGLMix video today, a slight experiment. It was a preview of my opinion, followed by reaction to the reviews once they were released. So it was a video in two parts. Make sure you check that out, it's quite cool. Pillars of Eternity is a game that we are currently reviewing on MyGamesLounge.com, and you want to check that out on Thursday. We're allowed to release it then, and it's a cool RTS style RPG game that's Kickstarter funded. But the big thing that came out of the news as I record this on Monday evening is Batman Arkham Knight has been delayed. There has also been a hugely impressive gameplay trailer that's playing now for you. Now you can watch this on mygameslounge.com without my annoying Yorkshire voice talking all over it. Yeah, I'm sure you want to see that, so get yourself onto mygameslounge.com/Batman and you can see the video there. Now this is impressive. It really is. The gameplay is just seamless from the open city into like a cutscene type look and back again. I was truly impressed when I saw the fact that you were talking to, Gordon 1 minute, you're talking to, ringing his daughter Oracle another, and then the next minute you're just diving off into the city. The seamlessness of it is absolutely breathtaking. Now, to take away from the fact that the game's been delayed, it does help, I've got to be honest. I read the comment that Rocksteady put out there, and they said, to make you kind of feel better about it, we've released some new gameplay for you to watch. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great, you've delayed my game. Okay, yes, by a few weeks. And you think you can fob me off with some gameplay. Maybe not quite that strong, because I know the guys are doing the best there. But when I watched it, I was like, yeah, fair enough. You win. I will take this. And if this is the quality of the game that you are wanting to produce, and you need a few extra weeks to finish it off, fair enough. What strikes me is the size of the map, the way you can just get around it. I know that Batman Arkham City was an exceptional game. It was brilliant. But I do think this, just on the clips I've seen from going to a few conventions and seeing it in action in other kind of like demos as well, I haven't unfortunately got my hands on to play it, which is a shame. But I do think it has stepped it up a notch. And how do you step it up? You bring in the vehicles, you bring in the Batmobile, which we'll see in a second. But this is just showing you another new feature where you can actually take the weapons off the guys as they attack you. So as you can see, Batman's got one of their bats now, and he's just absolutely smacking the hell out of them, and he's managing to use the classic, counter with the signal above the guy's head, which if you put it onto hard mode actually goes away, so you do have to have a little bit more thinking process. But if you played Shadow of Mordor, you've not played these games before, you played Shadow of Mordor, it's a very similar fighting system, and this was the game that pioneered that very simple but very fluid and enjoyable battle system. Now, speaking of not playing the games before, they've also kind of leaked out through a few things that they may well be remastering the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games. Now, there's two schools of thoughts on remasters. I am in the school of thought of, I think it's cool. A lot of people are in the kind of think of it's a way of making money. Now, I'm also in there a bit as well. I'm not stupid. I know it's made for making money. But at the end of the day, there are some people that won't have played these games. There are people out there that won't have played, any of the, like the God of War 3, for example. There are people that have gone from Xbox 360 to PlayStation 4 and haven't played the God of War games. So why not remaster it and let them have the chance to play something that was fantastic as well as it could be? You don't have to buy it. It's there. It's an option as far as I'm concerned, and I think they're cool. And I would certainly consider getting the games again because they were that good. But look at this. Look at this. This has got to be the best part of the game that we've seen so far. You can finally get around Gotham in a Batmobile, and the gameplay mechanics for it look good. The combat mode looks cool. the way you're chasing around, the way you can actually launch out of it and send yourself flying into the air into a direction you want, and bring your car, the Batmobile, back into it at any stage you want to. It just looks like it's going to be outstanding. Now, they've kind of been a bit cheeky. They've got around the fact that you aren't killing people with all these rockets that you're firing off, because most of the vehicles that you're targeting are going to be controlled by robots. So they've got around the Batman doesn't kill, although he does leave you lying in the ground in the cold with broken bones and internal bleeding. He doesn't kill. It's even worse. There's also quite a cool interrogation scene that you're about to watch. If you've ever played Splinter Cell games where you take control and you have to do an interrogation scene, I thought those were quite visceral. They really felt like you were giving the guy a really good beating and getting the information out you needed, feeling a little bit like that Jack Bauer kind of 24 feeling, desperation, trying to get that information. This seems a little bit more scripted. It seems like once you interrogate them, you don't seem to have much of a choice. There's no prompts on the screen that say, slam them against this, or twist that, or break the other. It seems like a scripted interrogation, but you never know. We'll see how that works. But it may have gone back a few weeks. Now, I'm the person that reviewed Assassin's Creed Unity. And Assassin's Creed Unity I really enjoyed. I thought it was a good game, and it was flawed when I played it. It wasn't as flawed in my experience as what some people got. I never got the head's missing with the floating eyes thing. I never got that. I got a few frame rate dips and a few glitches here and there, but overall it was a good game, and for what I saw, the issues were patchable. But at the same time, if I can play a game and I'm not constantly waiting for patches for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, that's how long it can be in some cases. The same with The Witcher 3. You've got these big, vast open worlds, and it is very difficult to actually find these niggly little problems. It might be in one little concentrated area. It might be, when you do certain things, and no matter how much you test it, it's very difficult to find them all. So if it takes them a few more weeks to find these flaws and release a game of true quality, which, let's be honest, this looks true quality, I am more than up for that. So all I'm asking you guys, what do you think? Are you wanting your game as quickly as possible, or are you wanting games developers to take the time, as long as they're not taking the piss, as long as they're not taking it like an extra 6 months, a year to release a game for no apparent reason? If they're just delaying it a month or a few weeks, what do you think? Is that something you can agree with? Let us know. Drop us a comment on mygameslounge.com or on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/mygameslounge, and we will see you on My Games Lounge for more awesome content and all the coverage of the biggest games.